Oh my Jesus Christ. Oh my Jesus fucking bastard. What the fuck has just happened to my life? I'm not joking, I just lost 15 years of my life. What on earth went on this afternoon? I mean, what just happened? What the hell has just happened? Jesus. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hang on a sec. Oh, that was fucking crazy. That was absolutely mental. Look, I don't know. I don't know where we will be at the end of the season. I know one thing that emerges from today's game, and that thing is the cause of my death. It took me, the more my years advance of life, the more I am certain that this football club will be the reason I die. Like I am guaranteed that I'm gonna get to 47 years of age and just have a heart attack one day. And you think I'm joking? I am not joking, because my heart will not continue living for many years if this is what this football club does. When I say that this football club is controlled by paranormal activity, I truly mean it, in both a good sense and a bad sense, because only this football club could win a game like this, and only this football club could lose a game by missing the same penalty 3 times at the beginning of the season against Lille. What this football club does, there you go, that's a pre-cardiac arrest, I'm telling you, is out of this world. And Jesus Christ. Look, it's a great thing, but at the same time it's not, because you people might feel like I'm joking. Look, I quote what Enrique Stabris is saying in the chat. I almost puked in that game. I almost puked because I was insulting every single Roma player with my heart the second we conceded that goal. And then whatever happened in the last 5 minutes, I'm like, oh my fucking hell, what on earth has just happened? We're alive, and we're there, and we don't give up. We don't give up. We just don't give up. We don't. And look, I'm not saying we're going to get that Champions League football because Juve won yesterday. We'll see what Milan does tonight. But look, frankly speaking, sorry guys, I'm telling you, this is the little... Oh my God. Let's just take 10 seconds because I need it. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. What was I saying? At time of speaking, I'm not even interested in what happens next. I'm interested in recovering from this game. This game will give such a mental boost to these players in these last 2 games. Now again, we said it in the match preview, I said it last week. First thing we have to do is do our job, win all games. Win all games. Then we need to hope that somebody slips up. But you need to do your job. And look, our season was over, guys. Like, there are so many of you guys entering this live chat, of course. Please do hit the like button. We're in this together. We're in this flight together. And the beauty of this team is exactly this. So I want everybody to hit that like, leave a comment, and do all of that. But what I was saying is that this will give such a mental boost to these players now. And I'm so happy that the next game is the derby, because this boost needs to continue in that game, regardless of what happens on Wednesday in the Coppa Italia final. Another thing, which I was saying before, this game, how we got back into this game, guys, like I was preparing the title of the live stream and it was season over. It was season over. Our season was done 20 minutes ago. Like, it's 10:20 in Italy. It's not 10. Guys, this is Roma. This is the side effect. It's 8:20 p.m. in Rome. I would say that at 8 p.m. our season was done, and at 8:21 p.m. we need to live these last 2 game weeks with such an excitement that we definitely had lost weeks ago, and now it's all back in it. Starting tonight with a hopefully a mega hate watch in that Milan game. But yeah, look, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start. I would start chronologically if it makes sense. And I would probably say that we played a good first half with a lot of rhythm, which we then lost in that second half because I think we played an absolutely terrible second half without the last 5 minute tantrum that went on. There's one thing that I will say in that first half, and you know me, we won. I don't want to speak about this, but I pre-announced this. If we don't get Champions League football, there is going to be a percentage of blame against referees. Now again, we won with a penalty and everything, so I'm not complaining, of course. Why would I complain? But that penalty not given on Mancini is the reason why these referees are going to fuck us up. Then again, they gave us a penalty at the end, which was blatant. I don't know why people are complaining about it. But it's the not giving that penalty on Mancini that it's the reason referees are going to fuck us up, I'm telling you. Because if that was Juventus, they wouldn't even have waited 2 minutes to listen what VAR was saying. So there is always that. But we won with a penalty, so it's not the day to speak about referees. I would say that the first half was great. Look, we analysed this perfectly in the match preview. Questa is this. Park the bus, counter-attack. Park the bus, counter-attack. Park the bus, counter-attack. And that's all Parma did today. And you were such an idiot at a stage of the game that you were such an idiot that it's the only thing Parma did. And yet, I felt like they could score every time they attacked. Which again shows you the two halves of this game. You're a hero because I would have never put a penny on you to even get a draw after you conceded that second goal. But at the same time, you're a hero, but you're also an idiot. You're also an idiot because you made them get it back into a game that could have been virtually closed after 45 minutes. Soulé hits that post with his head. How do you miss that? That could have been 2-0. 2-0 up. You close the game and you don't need to suffer with heart attacks and things because let's face it, these are epic games that happen once every 20 games or once every season. You know, we can't always rely on this. And there was a part of this game in that second half where you are an idiot. You are an idiot and you just cannot remove this idiocy in you. Like that second goal that we conceded, what the fuck was Mancini doing? Please, what the fuck was Mancini doing? He was marking like this. And then that first goal, it's that, okay, nice. You want to play, you want to start from the back, low, you know, one of the characteristics of Gasperini is also this. You know, play from the back, high intensity. It leads to mistakes. Because Hermoso makes a mistake today and it leads to Parma's goal. He makes the same mistake against Atalanta and it costed us 3 points. So there are things that you are an idiot for. And the 3 points, not 3 points, back in the Champions League race, season over, these are things that you need to analyse without the bias of having won this game like this. Because now the excitement is over the moon and I don't blame you. I'm so happy for the boys because it's not easy to react in the last 5 minutes like this. So a lot of credit to the team today. A lot of credit, but also a lot of constructive feedback. Because there are things that you still get wrong every single weekend. And these are minor base mistakes that you get wrong every single weekend. Every single weekend. I also feel like, I don't know what it is, but it's a period of the season that Svilor no longer gives me that security around the goal. There are a few things that I think Svilor suffers. I'm not blaming him on the 2 goals, because I think the 2 goals are not his fault. But I blame him on 2 things. I think there's one thing that Svilor doesn't do well, and it's always been kind of his problem, and that's coming out on set pieces. You can tell that Svilor is not secure when it comes to coming out and punching the ball away, because his positioning is absolutely terrible. And number 2, I think there was that chance today where I guess you blame Ndika for it, where he passes the ball back to Zvilor and Zvilor doesn't stop it properly and it could have led to one of those stupid goals. With his feet, he needs to. I think, look, the package that he offers is that he is phenomenal, world class when it comes to one on ones and making himself huge. But it's a period of the season where coming out on set pieces and with his feet. Um, in the middle, I think Kone played a shit game today. Absolutely shit game. We got subbed off for a reason. I need more water. But I think he played a shit game today. And then up front, I think Sule played a shit game. Paolo played a good game. And Malen is world class. And it's that first. I mean, it's the penalty. I mean, taking a penalty like that in the 97th minute is like you've got ice in my veins, because otherwise you don't take it. Like, I blasts it top of the net. That's how you take a penalty. You know, so all those stupid players that take penalty kicks by like passing the ball and finding an angle, learn from this guy, blast it top corner. And the other thing is, again, I always refer back to it because I think it's just so satisfying to watch it. It's his first touch. Malen could have scored 4 today because Suzuki, the goalkeeper, saved twice on him. Very good saves, especially that first one where it was a bit of a mess in the box and then Malen kicks it and the goalkeeper saves it. And then the second one with Pizzilli as well with that exchange. So Malen could have easily scored 4 goals today. 2 of them great saves from the goalkeeper. Could have done better, yes, but his first touch is something that makes no sense. And the link up with Dybala is a very valid link up. Paolo plays 90 minutes, was not expecting to play 90 minutes, plays a great 90 minutes. The chemistry with Malen is a very good chemistry. One thing with Dybala, however, is not with Dybala, just with Dybala and Sule. I'm not new to this. I've been saying this ever since we were managed by De Rossi. If you've been a follower, you know that I'm not a fan of Dybala and Sule together. And yeah, look, Sule is not fit. And I'm going to open a little bracket on Sule in a second. But him and Dybala together don't play well. Again, there is a clear reason as to why Gasperini did this. It's because they play with a low block. So instead of only relying on crosses, especially because one of the 2 sides of crosses comes from Celik, instead of always relying on crosses in these games, which are the games we suffer the most. These are all things that we predicted in the match preview, which is why you have to follow them. But the reason Sule and Dybala started together is to add that technical side of things to try and, unlock their defense, which is, look, I'm going to give credits to Parma because they're a very well organized team. And I'm going to give credit for Parma for another thing, which, again, I'm probably going to say this because we won. Had we not won, I would have never said this, but that's kind of how football works. Honouring every game, even though it's useless for them. There were teams in this league that have completely zoned out. And, okay, you can't blame them, but you need to honour every game. And I think Parma today played a very great second half. And probably overall didn't deserve to lose if I have to analyse chances after chances, even though we had more chances, no doubt. But they played a good game. They're an organised team. They've got a solid defence. And the reason Dybala and Sule started together is exactly because of this. Short little passes, try and find Malen in those little gaps and holes. And that's kind of how the first goal started, which comes from their mistake. And then what was the second goal? Second goal, good goal from Wrench. Wrench came in and changed the game. And then the penalty. I mean, I already saw people complain. That's a clear penalty. Like, that is a clear penalty. So please stop. Now all of a sudden going Roma and referees, because that's a penalty. So shut up and move on if you are fans of other football teams. Yeah, I'm so happy, man. Oh my god, I'm so happy. We've got Lazio on Monday. It got postponed to Monday apparently, which means that the entire game week needs to be played on Monday because of the men's tennis final happening on Sunday, and it clashes. So the derby will probably be on Monday, and then we've got a last game week against Verona away. Do I believe in the Champions League? Of course I do. Of course I do. But oh my god, yeah, I do. And there's something in me that says that this game is faith, and no, sorry, not faith, fate. This game went like this. If there is a god of football, this game went like this because at the end of the season we will qualify for the Champions League. Otherwise, there was no need for this drama. No, but I'm joking. Yeah, I do believe in it. I do believe in it, but I must say that now that Juve won yesterday's game, I think the race maybe is better to open it up on Milan. Because yes, Juve played two of their historic rivals, but Fiorentina, and they never win the derby against Torino. While Milan have tough game tonight, hopefully Hate Watch will be successful, and they're playing against De Rossi next weekend, so hopefully he'll do something. And generally speaking, they're not playing good football. But again, you gotta win your games. I was watching the last 10 minutes of yesterday's game between Lecce and Juve just to try and hope in a draw. Like, that's exactly the reason why I say that this league needs 18 teams and 20 teams. Because teams like Lecce, and I'm sorry for Di Francesco because he doesn't deserve to get relegated again, but teams like Lecce are the reason that this league is shit. Like, in the last 10 minutes of that game, the technical level that I saw from Lecce players, I'm not joking, I could have done better. Like, I saw a last minute cross from a guy that went out of the stadium in that direction, and the goal was over there. So, at the end of the day, yeah, they needed to save themselves. But low-key, I feel bad for Di Francesco, but Lecce don't deserve to stay up. So there's a part of me that says, fuck off, go down, because you deserve it. Because you're just so bad. How can you be that bad? Like, that's the thing. This league needs 18 teams because it's so shit. It is so shit. Malan is the copy of Il Fenomeno. That game was dramatic. My heart is still beating from celebrating. Yeah, mate. Absolutely. Look, I think I said everything. I don't know how we're back. I don't know how. I do not know how. I cannot explain the factors behind this win. I don't. I was ready to rage bait in front of you guys. But we won. I don't know how we won. Just to see the minutes of the goals. No, it's not loading. But it's like 93 and 96. Like, what the fuck, bro? Wrench, King of Rome. Make Wrench Mayor of Rome. Yeah, look, I'm gonna end it because I'm gonna leave you watch. I'm gonna leave you to the Milan game. We have to produce a collective hate watch all together. Yeah, look, bring it on. Derby next. We'll prepare for it this week. Coppa Italia final on Wednesday. Oh yeah, look, this game is important also because Como won. So now you're back in that fifth spot, which means that if you do get fifth again, as I already said, and Lazio were to win that Coppa Italia, you wouldn't be fucked by them. You wouldn't be anally penetrated by your direct rivals. That would be something that we just don't deserve. We just don't deserve to be anally penetrated by our direct rivals who, after a shit season, would not only lift the trophy but kick us in the Conference League. So now if we win all of our games, or Como slip up somehow, they would get fucked by Lazio, not us. Okay, classical prediction. Is it Barcelona, Real Madrid? Couldn't care less, mate. Barcelona are going to win. Barca are going to win. And I'm going to go for a draw in the Milan-Atalanta game, which I take. I definitely would take. Atalanta would be better, no doubt, but a draw is a draw. And if Milan draw today and were, for instance, to draw against Genoa in Genova, and we were to win both, then we'd get Champions League and Milan would get fucked up. Okay, hit the like, do it. I want 300 likes in this video. I don't care. We're coming towards the end of the season. I'm bringing officially, after a long period of wait, stadium vlogs back. I'm gonna end with a bang, not only because it's a derby, not only because it's the last home game of the season, but also because I will be in Canada next season for the first half of it. So there are going to be no stadium vlogs. So we have to end on a high on Roma Theory. So stadium vlogs will be back next weekend, hopefully. And yeah, roller coaster of a game, roller coaster of an ending. Forza Roma sempre, we don't fucking die. Let's get this Champions League all together because we deserve it after all the trauma and the drama that we've gone through in the last 5 years of our existence. Speak to you soon. Simo out.